Hey guys, Ty here. Come for the knowledge and stay for the dope memes. Nah, I'm just kidding. Today we're going to cover Etsy dropshipping, what it is, how to do it, and is it worth it? Spoiler alert, it is. It's been one of my best income streams that I've set up, and I've been doing it for the best part of a year, and I have no intention of slowing down. So let's get straight into it and roll the intro. So there are two ways that you can dropship using Etsy. Now you can either take products that you find off Etsy and dropship them on your store, or you can get products from AliExpress and or through a production partner and sell them on Etsy. Now you can do either of these. I will cover both of them. We'll start with option one, which is finding products on Etsy and selling them on your store. So the first thing you do is you'd contact the seller, see if they could support a large quantity of orders if you were to start selling that product. You'd also then ask for them to leave, if they'd be willing to leave out any promotional material in the packaging and in the box. One of the pros of doing it this way is because Etsy has very high quality items, often handmade, often personalized, and they have that high perceived value, which means you can sell them for a fair amount of money. That being said, that means they're also going to cost a lot of money, to cost more than, say, AliExpress to purchase. So do bear that in mind. You're also likely to get faster shipping if you're drop shipping from Etsy, because they have multiple sellers in multiple locations, possibly in your target country. So if you're selling items to the US, and then your supplier, your Etsy seller, is also based in the US, then your shipping times are going to be pretty quick, probably within like 4 to 7 days, which is crazy quick when you think of AliExpress times and like waiting 20 or 40 days for the product to arrive. So yeah, that's a huge pro. The con of this, which we've already kind of covered, is the cost. You are buying from a more expensive marketplace compared to AliExpress, which means together with your marketing costs, if you're marketing on Facebook ads or Instagram influencers, you've also got the cost of Etsy, and then you're paying their profit margin of the seller as well. So you're going to be paying a fairly high price to begin with. So your profit margins are going to be considerably lower than they would be if you were drop shipping off a wholesaler. So yeah, do bear that in mind. That's a pretty big con, or a pretty big disadvantage, and it is what deters most people. Option two is you sell on Etsy. So you register on Etsy and you become an Etsy seller. Now you do this by just registering to the platform and creating a listing. You do need to read their handbook and their guide to sellers, because they are stricter than like Shopify, where you can pretty much go on AliExpress, find any product you want and sell it on your own store. You can't do that on Etsy. They do have rules, they do have fairly strict guidelines, but don't worry, because I'm going to tell you about a loophole. This is where it gets tricky, because Etsy don't particularly like dropshippers, and if you start selling products off AliExpress on Etsy, then you'll get shut down pretty quickly. But that being said, like I said, I do know a loophole, and that is that you use a production partner. So any production partners that you use, you have to disclose on Etsy. But lucky for you, your agent or the manufacturer that you use, if you're talking to them outside of AliExpress, they are your production partners. They are helping you in the process of production. Maybe you've given them some guidelines or some dimensions on the product that you want, and then you're having some level of input, and then they're producing it. So they are your production partner, and that means that you're able to sell those kind of products on Etsy. Again, do read the handbook, do read the guidelines, because they have to have some sort of like handmade, homemade feel to it, personalized as well. Things like jewelry, there's separate guidelines for that you'll have to look into. Same as with antiques, they have to meet certain criteria. So it is a little bit trickier, but it is doable, and the pro of doing it this way is, like I said before, is products on Etsy have a higher perceived value, especially if they're homemade or personalized. People will pay more because they look homemade, they look like they've been handmade, when in reality, if you've got a production partner that's doing this for you, then it's kind of like a sneaky loophole, but it is allowed, and I have checked with them. Another thing that you can do on Etsy, which is really quite clever, again with the loophole and with utilizing production partners, is print on demand. Printful and Printify are your production partners. You are creating and designing, well, the design, the content, and then they are producing it. So they are your production partner. So if you've got a really good design that's selling well on Redbubble and you want to show it to a larger audience, then send it on Etsy. Link Printify or Printful, whichever platform you're using, link it to your Etsy profile, to your Etsy account, and then start selling it. Because as soon as someone puts an order in on Etsy, it automatically goes through to Printful or Printify, and they do everything for you. It is like the true description of passive. It's excellent, it's brilliant, can't recommend it enough. Definitely consider doing that. If you're dropshipping, I also recommend you do this as well, because if you're dropshipping using Shopify or whatever it is you're using, and you've got a couple of products that you've tested that aren't doing well, and that have like a handmade feel to it, that you are working with an agent, or if you are doing print on demand and they're not doing great, try them on Etsy. Because I had a product in the accessories niche that was handmade by a production partner and wasn't doing well. I spent $150 on ads on it, on Facebook ads, and it did not do it well at all. The testing just fell flat. I tried it on Etsy, just thought, yeah, why not? May as well, got nothing to lose. Within the first 2 or 3 weeks, it had already made up that $150 loss that I incurred on the Facebook ads. So yeah, if you've got any products that meet Etsy's criteria, already selling on your Shopify website, expand your audience. You're not paying any marketing on Etsy whatsoever, so just list them on Etsy and see how they do. So what I'm saying basically is, if you're a dropshipper and you're really selling products on Shopify and you're working with an agent or a manufacturer, then you're missing this whole massive platform, this whole different audience that you can be selling your products to. So yeah, do look into it. If any of your products that you're already selling meet Etsy's criteria, if you're working with a production partner like Printful, Printify, or a manufacturer, do consider it, because it's money that you are leaving on the table. Whichever way that you decide to do this, it's definitely worth considering. Sign up, get started, and start selling. It takes less than about 15 to 20 minutes. It does not take long whatsoever. You can get started and you can be making sales by the end of the week, and then you can come and comment and thank me later. So that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please do, before you go, turn that like button blue. Consider subscribing to the channel. I post every week without fail, and I will be answering any comments, any questions below. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.